Hello. We're live.
Greetings and salutations to all. Hey, Anastasia. Welcome to another day at the WTA Finals 2023 at Cancun.
Yeah, it started. Well, it's already been going. There was a doubles match before this, but we are with Sabalenka and Pegula now.
Yep. Early predictions on who you think is going to take home the W in this match today?
Well, I tend not to do predictions in general. My guess is always just Sabalenka. I always just go for my favorite. I go for
which is fair. Favorite. That's totally fair.
Except for no, that's a lie. That's not true. There are some occasions where, depending on maybe the opposing player's form, I might go for them. But right now, I think both players are evenly matched in terms of form. So I'll just go with Sabalenka.
I think that's fair. I'm going to go opposite, not just to be on the opposite end of you, but if you remember in our early conversations at the beginning of the week, I think we called Pegula versus Rybakina on Sunday.
Yes.
I'm feeling the Pegula train for this tournament. So I'm just going to stick with that feeling and call that she's going to win this match, even though the head-to-head between Pegula and Sabalenka is definitely favoring Sabalenka. I just feel something, and as I feel something, I'm looking at the screen, and Pegula has a break point in the opening game on Sabalenka's serve. So maybe something's brewing.
Yeah,
and Sabalenka closes it with an ace. So never mind.
Oh, of course she is. I have currently 2 on my screen, so I might be a little behind.
You have 2 matches on your screen?
2 matches? No.
You said you have 2 on your screen.
As in 2 break points, sorry.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
2 break points.
I thought you were doing the split screen if there was another match in Paris, ATP, and the WTA finals.
Oh, no. I'm done watching Paris for today. I caught all the matches that I wanted to there. So it's all WTA for the rest of the night.
That's how we like it. Sabalenka has turned that break point back around, by the way, if you're watching live, and has closed out the game. So she dodged the early bullet there.
Yeah.
The crowd looks a little bit more. Maybe this is just never mind. Sorry, it was just that particular cameraman, because I was going to say the crowd looks a little bit more full today, but then this other angle that they showed when Sabalenka's getting her towel and stuff together on the changeover. Definitely some empty seat vibes, but maybe that's just the side where the sun is just the absolute most horrific and everybody's choosing a different side. Maybe, I don't know. That happens sometimes.
There. That's a nice wishful thinking on your part.
I'm trying. Hey, I'm trying.
Again, it is just the start of the singles matches at the tournament. I remember from the last time we watched, it was kind of this level, but grew a little bit as the night went on and as the matches went on. So hopefully that guy looks just like Andy Roddick. I almost was like, is Andy Roddick in Pegula's camp? What's happening?
I don't hate the thought. I don't hate the thought as it came in my mind just now. I wouldn't hate it. I actually would love to see Andy Roddick on tour as somebody's coach.
Andy Roddick, I've literally been waiting for him to announce all of a sudden that he's coaching someone. I think he would actually make a really great coach. Same thing with Andy Murray, but Andy Murray is still playing. I think he would make a really good coach too. But no, I think Mexico, or at least the tournament so far in Cancun, it hasn't been packed. And
I mean, given the circumstances,
empty, huh?
Yeah, it hasn't been bone dry, but given the circumstances, I didn't expect it to ever get filled to capacity. I mean, it was announced 6 weeks ago or something like that, and the stadium was up 48 hours ago or something like that.
Yeah, true. But I don't even account for the time. I think I remember there was a tournament in China. It was the one after Leila Fernandez won the other, she was, it was like 250, not the one in Hong Kong. I'm going to find out what the name was, but I remember watching it. And when I tell you, there were literally like a dozen people in the audience. in a
Yeah.
very big
Yeah.
stadium. And I was like, how is she even playing? Like, how is she, a lot of it almost, you remember when COVID times you would watch and it would just be empty
Mm-hmm.
seats? Like that's what it felt like. And I was like, this is so depressing, So, but I was watching Layla because she was on a little run there. So I definitely watched her matches. And of course, that was a tournament that was announced for months, and that was still the
True.
level of attendance. So a lot of times, unfortunately, with WTA, I'm just like, announce it 4 years from now or tomorrow.
4 years. I mean, hey, the ATP probably already working on the 2025 calendar. So hey, it's possible.
Yeah, that's true.
But back to Mexico, we're at 1-1 in this opening set. Sabalenka just put in a double fault there to open up the third game of the match. Let's see what happens. Let me make sure my feed is all the way live. Yeah, it's live. Okay, it's live. If you're watching, by the way, or if you're not watching, just to kind of add some color to what's going on, Pegula has some strapping on her left shoulder, which just something to keep an eye out on. It doesn't look like anything is super um debilitating in her game right now, but it's the end of the season. Sometimes you just kind of have to work through those small discomforts that aren't necessarily injuries yet, and see if you can play through it. It looks like what Pegula's doing, which I'm sure a lot of players are doing, whether they have tape on their bodies or not. So
Yeah, totally. I mean, even just sort of, when it's like the end of a school. Oh, Saba with that forehand. Love her little. I do love a very emotive player. If you haven't noticed yet, but from watching my streams that I've done on Talking Tennis, I like a player who gives it a little,
mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
Gives us something to watch.
exactly. But even if it's kind of end of school year vibes, when you're just ready for like
Yeah, just give me the
when
test and let's go.
summer break. You're just
Does
like
this count
ready to
for
go
points or
home.
does it not? Yeah, like do I need this to keep an A? Like, that kind of vibe. I totally get it.
Exactly. That's kind of what a lot of players are giving right now. And of course, they are the other players who maybe they didn't do well at school throughout the year, who are like
Mm-hmm.
fresh and ready, and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm
Let me play catch up. Yeah.
let me put myself in a good position for next
That's
year.
kind of how I feel about Pegula. That's why I'm leaning into the storylines of the players that haven't won a slam this year, which are
Mm,
Pegula, Sakari, and Ons. Now, after the last 2 days, my Sakari and Ons prediction have not done well because between the two of them, in both of their matches, they won a collective 2 games.
yeah.
Two
Yeah.
games in 2 matches is not great for Sakari or Ans. But Pegula has won her match. And I think there's a scenario where if she wins today, I think she qualifies for the semis. I took a screenshot of something that Tennis Channel put up. And let me see if I can find that. Yeah. Let's see. So if Pegula wins in 2 and Sakari wins in 3, Pegula qualifies.
Okay.
If Pegula and Rabakina win later on tonight, Pegula wins the group and Sakari's eliminated. Those are the two things that happen if Pegula wins in 2, or if she wins in general. She would win the group and it would eliminate Sakari from contention, I believe. If Pegula and Rabakina win, that would eliminate Sakari from contention.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. John of Talking Tennis fame had a Twitter space today.
Well, I missed that
And
one. Sorry, John.
we were talking a little bit about, we were talking about all sorts of things, but we were talking about the finals here and sort of the conditions. I think a lot more information has come out about the event, about the planning of it, but also from the players about the court, the way the court is playing. We've seen videos of weird bounces and things like that. And if that had anything to do with sort of the results, with some of the super lopsided results that we've been getting. And part of, I think in the conversation, I brought it up, I think someone else brought it up in the conversation too, that maybe, yes, the conditions are definitely playing a part. But at the same time, a bagel and a breadstick,
That's
that's also the
that's
player.
that's extra. Like that is like even players that don't feel like they played well. Ostapenko, for example. Ostapenko versus Coco was one of the most lopsided sets I've ever seen. Was that a bagel in the first set when Coco beat Ostapenko in the quarters?
I don't think
I don't know.
so.
I don't know if it was a bagel, but I do feel like it was one of the most lopsided sets I had seen, and lopsided matches really I had seen all year. But it still wasn't 6-love 6-1. So
Yeah.
there's an example, So we'll see. Hopefully, this match kind of gets some energy into the tournament because, like the last 2 days, every single singles match has been straight sets. 3 of the 4 matches so far have all included a bagel. Swiatek got a bagel over Vondrousova last night. And Coco got a bagel over Ons Jabeur. And on Sunday, who got a bagel? Oh yeah, Sabalenka gave Sakari a bagel on Sunday. So yeah, we're at is there a local bakery in Cancun that we don't know about that just like the players may have been to? Maybe they stopped by the bakery when they couldn't have enough time to actually practice, and they just like took in the smells of the fresh pastries, and now they want to hand out bagels all the time.
Who knows? That Goff Ostapenko match was 6-love 6-2.
Oh, it was 6-love 6-2.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought she might have gotten to like 4 all or something in that second set. Maybe I made that up.
She was so mad. And Ostapenko is someone who lets her emotions sometimes shoot her in the foot on the court. So yeah.
So far, it's a pretty even match here with Sabalenka and Pegula. Nothing out of the ordinary. Not too many amazing points. Just kind of what you would expect. Sabalenka dictating, and then missing. Pegula being steady enough to take advantage of those misses. So
yeah. I'm just guessing. I mean, I think John replied, but I think Terry is joking here about the crowd last year.
Oh, I haven't even looked at the comments yet. I usually always do that. Sorry, guys. I have not ignored you.
You know what? I don't know if yes, Coco did have that. Cooper, well, first, Cooper, are you talking about the Goff Ostapenko match? Because unless the U.S. Open website's lying to me, it was 6-2. But for the Coco change, yeah, that was very surprising, but actually not like once I saw what his comments were, I was like, well, of course, like that's what it was.
Because Coco had said something at the desk that if it was up to her, he would still be the coach, but it's not up to her. So that made me believe it was more of a him thing, right? And it's I think
right.
I quickly read something about like personal life.
Yeah,
like
he gave a quote to a Spanish magazine or newspaper or something where he said it was a personal family matter that made him leave the position. And for me, he does have I think if I'm not correct, which someone can correct me, I believe he does have a wife and kids as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he has kids under the age of like 10, which is totally like normal, then like traveling the world with a top 3 player is a pretty significant ask. Yeah, that's a pretty big ask.
And I can imagine for a player like Coco, because I think I was talking about this in your Twitter spaces, actually. I don't know if that was yesterday, but someone was asking about hitting partners because of Rebecca's comments. But Sabalenka has a hitting partner that, I mean, I think basically lives wherever she lives,
Yeah, the very best players can travel with a hitting partner. Yeah.
Right. So, I can imagine if that's your life, you either are single and just super career focused, or your family is just okay with it. Because even look at someone like Carlos Alcaraz and his coach, Juan Carlos, who has an academy, a wife, some kids. He doesn't travel with him all the time.
All
Like,
the time. Yeah.
there are tournaments that
Ooh.
he does miss. What?
Sabalenka just missed wide and gave
Ooh.
Pegula a break in this match. Up 3-2.
Ooh.
First break of the match here by Pegula. She leads 3-2. And let's see if she can turn this tide. I think I saw a stat that the last 4 matches or so between Sabalenka and Pegula have been pretty one-sidedly on Sabalenka, like not even an hour and a half of a matchup. Let me see if I can find the latest head-to-heads on this app. Should be able to do that really quickly. Boom, bing, bada bam. Let's see. So they played twice last season, and Sabalenka won both of those in straight sets. And they played, oh, wow. Sabalenka has won the last 4 meetings all in straight sets. The most competitive set is 7-5 last year at the WTA final. So that's something to cling on to if you're a Pegula fan. The last time Pegula won was when they played the Cincinnati tournament inside the New York bubble, and Pegula won in 3 sets. So it's been a couple of years since Pegula has taken a set off of Sabalenka, but she's put herself in a pretty good position to do so here, taking that first break of the match. I don't know. I'm feeling the Pegula vibes. I don't know. Looking at some of those things on paper, like the fact that she hasn't won a set in 4 years is not good, but I'm feeling the vibes. You don't feel the vibes for Pegula, Anastasia?
No, not that
Are
I
you
don't feel
feeling
the
more
vibe.
Sabalenka vibes?
It's I just always go for again, you just go for who your favorite is for the most part when everyone's evenly matched. I'm not affected either way if Pegula then wins in the end. I do think because she has lost so much, she has an extra motivation and comes in with maybe a little bit more sort of energy to like not lose again. Players want to break sort of one-sided head-to-heads. They want to find
extra motivation to do so.
Yeah, we've seen players who've done that, who constantly try and figure out how can they then beat a player. And again, Pegula has looked good in Mexico, so what is she? Oh, people walking. But yeah, so let's see how this goes.
She's trying to hold and consolidate that break to go up 4-2 here, 15 all.
Yeah.
Her backhand is so smooth, man. I don't think it's like, I don't know if you listen to the tennis podcast. I wish they had a different name besides just the tennis podcast, because like that takes up so much space in the market. Anyway, I'm a listener, and Matt is my favorite part of that podcast, and he has like a backhand list, and he just added Rybakina to the backhand list. Age well last match where she lost against Pegula, but if you're looking for like a very stable, steady, can maybe inject a little bit of pace backhand, Pegula's not a bad option.
Yeah.
Over the last 2 years, I feel like she's made, over the last 2 years since becoming a steady top 10 player, I feel like she's made most of her match wins happen because of that backhand. So
yeah, I don't think Matt's backhand list has anything to do with like technical, like
yeah, it's not necessarily all the most sturdy backhands.
Yeah, it's almost like me. Cooper, the podcast is literally called The Tennis Podcast.
The Tennis Podcast, yeah.
The Tennis Podcast. But I think, I have a thing for service motions, and I'm not looking for actually a nice, accurate set of service motions. Like the wonkier, the better. I'm just like, oh my goodness.
So you like Siniakova service motion?
Oh, I just love just a weirdo. Like, it's just, the weirder the better. Damien of Talking Tennis posted a service motion today that just had me on the floor. I was like, what is this man doing?
There's
but now I love it. I'm like,
Federico Delbonis on the ATP side has a very interesting service motion and toss. If you look him up, I don't know him already.
Oh, I don't know him.
He's an Argentinian guy. Delbonis is his last name. Yeah, Delbonis. He has quite an interesting action and stuff going on.
Oh, look him.
I'm trying to think of any other WTA players that have. actions that have actually, I mean, throwback name here, Elena Dementieva was a player that had an interesting action and just everything surrounding her serve, but she qualified for the WTA finals herself quite a few times with that serve. Sabalenka doesn't have necessarily an odd motion, but she has shown even in this match alone that the serve can kind of lose her a little bit if she's not intentionally, like, you know, keeping up with the timing of it. And speaking of serve, Pegula just hit an ace to get back to add in game point.
Nice. Federico's service motion. I'm like, you're gonna break your back, my guy. Ooh.
You looked it up. You looked it up that quick, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I love
that's an interesting one.
Cool.
Sabalenka's grunts have suddenly gotten louder and have bled into Pegula's stroke production really randomly. Like, I wasn't really hearing her grunt in my headphones, and now I can hear it prolonged even into Pegula's shot. I wonder if she's going to keep that up, because she wasn't really doing that. At least, I mean, she always grunts, but it's not always that prolonged.
I haven't heard anything. She does that all the time.
I did on that last point. Yes, she grunts all the time, but that one, it struck me maybe in that point because it was very well so much into Pegula's like swing, you know, like you could still hear Pegula, you could still hear Sabalenka's grunt while Pegula was swinging.
I see.
And she gets her with a backhand down the line. Pegula does, to bring up another game point.
Yeah, so basically I'm a point behind. That's what we're at. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, gotcha. Speaking of that backhand, I was just giving her credit for. That's a nice backhand winner. She's timing it well. 122 kilometers per hour on that backhand winner. Last point, set up game point. Nice backhand rally here, and Sabalenka goes wide with her backhand. Game to Pegula holds serve up 4-2.
Nice.
She's solid. I mean, I have bet some pretty. I mean, not actually bet. I'm not a bettor, but I have thought Pegula by now was going to have a moment in the sun, and in some ways she has. Like, she won the Montreal title this year. She followed up with the 250 in Seoul just a couple weeks ago. But she hasn't had a huge, like, oh, look at me kind of moment. And maybe she gets that in her career, maybe she doesn't. But I do feel like if she's one of those players that like doesn't do it on a Grand Slam stage, I feel like the WTA finals is a perfect enough stage for her to do it, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I've made up in my mind.
I feel well, Jessica, you know, I think for someone who has been a lot of times before, you know, Coco sort of made a turn this season. But for someone who a lot of times has literally been the #1 American player, period.
Man or woman, yeah.
People just don't know who Jessica Pegula is. They just, you know, you'll walk down the street, be like, Jessica Pegula. They're like, who? And you're like, really? Because she's a really good tennis player. You know, the sort of top of the charts in the US, but she's just so quietly under the radar that I think she becomes easy to miss. You know, she's not making.
I think a lot of it
in places.
I think a good chunk of it is the fact that when she kind of came on into the I guess peripheral and like atmosphere of the top of women's tennis was in the smack dab of the pandemic. Like, I think she made her first Grand Slam quarterfinal in 2021 Australia, and like people were kind of still putting their feet together and like trying to figure out what to do in a pandemic world. And then she just kind of kept getting better. And on top of that, I definitely wasn't introduced to who Pegula was until she was like 25, 26. And that's usually the age where, like, if you haven't done it yet, you're most likely not going to do it. But she's kind of defied those odds, and we haven't had time to like grow up or watch Pegula grow up. So we're not really sure in a way who she is. And on top of that, she's not necessarily the most demonstrative, have to be there, turn your television on personality, which is cool. And on top of that, like there's layers. Her game doesn't necessarily give you top 10 highlight ESPN kind of vibes. She doesn't really bring that out of her in her matches. So all that together, you get like a very low key, chill Jessica Pegula. And I'm not sure if I don't love it. That's for sure. I don't love it, but I don't hate it, especially in moments like this when I feel like she's in a scenario where like the atmosphere on the tournament is not really glittering. The bounces are kind of weird. She's the right kind of player that can just like find the happy medium and coast through it all and maybe get a title. So that's what I'm feeling for Pegula. And she has another break point here, by the way, to go up 5-2 over Sabalenka.
Did you see Terry's question?
I'm seeing it now. Yeah, Miles, do you like Pegula's game or do you love her because she's American? I wouldn't say that have I said I love Pegula? I'm pushing for her to win this tournament, but I don't hate her. I don't dislike her heavily, but I do appreciate that she's been like carrying the American flag and doing it pretty well, keeping an American woman in the top 5 for quite a while, at least the top 10 for sure. So her game, I mean, it's not the stuff that I look for. I mean, she has everything that you would want in a really good tennis player. It's just not full of electricity, which is an added element that I like. I like a level of entertainment in what I'm watching in the sport. She doesn't have one shot that makes me go, wow. But everything else is really, really good. So all of that combined, you get a good tennis player. And now she's up 5-2. So maybe she's listening and trying to like prove me wrong and be like, hey, Miles, I do have electricity in my game. Watch me beat Sabalenka for the first time in years.
She doesn't have any electricity in her game. She's standing way inside of the baseline to take that ball early, which is really cool. She's just consistent. She's the if Pegula's your friend, she's the friend you call if you get in trouble. She's gonna be there. She's gonna pick up the phone. She's gonna come save you. And sometimes
she's gonna offer you a spot on her sofa if it's the last thing she does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and it's
just
gonna be a nice.
like,
it's gonna be a nice sofa because she's a billionaire. It's gonna be a pretty nice sofa, I would imagine. Terry, that was a good question, though. Made me think about it. Do I give extra credit to players just based off of them having the U.S. flag? I don't think I do, because there's some U.S. players that I could kind of. I mean, not to be rude, but I couldn't care less about. You know, like.
Tennis is also a very different sport. Like I never really even think of the country that a player is from unless there is one, some sort of controversy, whatever happening, or two, it's one of the group events like a Davis Cup or United Cup or something like that. Other than that, I feel like players' personalities is really what identifies them the most and what endears you to them. None of my favorite players are American, for example.
Well, would you consider Coco? Is it Coco?
Nope.
Oh, who is it?
I have one favorite player, Carlos Alcaraz. That's it.
Gotcha.
End of the list. End of list. He's the only person that and when I say favorite player, he's like the only one who I'm always rooting for no matter what. So, if he's playing badly, I'm rooting for him. If he's playing against Novak, I'm rooting for him. If he's, whatever it is. Every other player, I tend to watch tennis for the tennis match, So turning on this match, for example, I'm not, actually rooting for Aryna Sabalenka or anything like that. I'm just like watching their game, I just love tennis as a sport. So that's why I'm watching it. I don't root for I'm not out here being like, go Coco. No.
I feel you. Well, Pegula's out here trying to serve out the match. Serve out the set at 5-2. She's serving at 15-30. She has 2 break points against her now. Sabalenka's made some pretty deep returns and kind of caught Pegula off guard. Let's see if Sabalenka can consolidate. Not consolidate. That's not the word. There's no word with the C. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Back?
No. What's the word? Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Never. It's gonna come.
Okay.
It's not consolidate. I don't know what it is, but it's. Oh.
And for those wondering, who was it before Carlos Alcaraz? Because he's a baby, so he just came on the scene. It was Rafa Nadal. There's a theme there.
Good old Rafa.
Put 2 and 2 together. Producer
Break
John
point number 2
is agreeing.
Break point number 2 for Sabalenka here. Let's see what Pegula can do on second serve. She loops one in.
Yeah,
Sabalenka's doing some
good.
backhands to backhand rallies. She has a good put away forehand put away, and she does. Sabalenka breaks back. She gets one of the breaks back 3-5. That was one of the best points she's played to get that break point. Or to confirm that break point? What was the dang word I was trying to say? It'll come to me. Probably when I'm like sleeping.
I think something I hope at least she's been working on or trying to work on is not beating herself, because yeah, so that was a good forehand finish. Okay, great. So she broke back there. Because
she's I don't want to say she's lost the plot on her serve, but she's not falling in the right direction in her serve. It's looking a little wonky. You probably see it in a little bit, but she gets that second serve in.
Okay, I haven't really noticed her serve. I'm more sort of looking for her her emotions, because
I feel you.
Watching her during the US Open, pretty much after she beat Quinn Wen, which was what I think that was the quarterfinals. She a lot of like the match with Madison Keys should have won that, because Sabalenka was losing that match for herself. She got way too emotional and got, too negative and was beating herself. And the fact that she somehow won that match was incredible. But
she's being very demonstrative now. She's just missed 2 backhands into the net. You can tell she's like obviously frustrated. She just took a ball and not smacked it hard, but like she kind of mimicked the backhand and why she keeps missing those. But yeah.
How does she rein that in and not let it take over the match? Because, for example, with the finals against Coco, she just let all that emotion take over her side of the match. And
did she win the first set in that match against Coco in the final? Didn't she?
Scoreline. I don't remember the scoreline.
I feel like she did.
But it was definitely one of those things where she was just spraying forehands everywhere, and you wanted her to calm down. But
she has a little bit of Rublev in her. A little bit.
She does. Not as bad as that, but she definitely has.
But it's a little it's that like tough on, have to be toughest. The toughest person on me in the room has to be me kind of mentality.
Exactly.
And Rublev definitely has that. Maybe it's a Russian thing. Well, Sabalenka's Belarusian. I don't know.
I don't think I actually think it's even a little different, because I think with Rublev, for example, it is so much about him and taking all the aggression and angst and everything on himself, and he's his own hardest critic. With Sabalenka, she tends to sort of get into this, like, it's the racket, it's the court, it's my head, it's my, it's almost a little chaotic, and she's just grabbing for what could possibly be happening there. Who knows? But okay. Did she hold here?
Who? Sabalenka? She actually has a game point here. Sorry, I was looking at a very weird text message.
Oh, well, the scores are updated earlier on the screen. I could just look at that. But I'm watching the game on my TV.
Yeah, the life of a tennis fan. It's never cohesive, is it? Nothing about tennis is cohesive.
I could just look at the screen. Hey, Max.
Hey, Max. Hey, Baron.
Hey, Baron.
Well, Sabalenka did hold.
Baron,
she's going to ask Pegula the question again. She's going to ask the question again of Pegula. Can you close it out? So another wrinkle in this match begins.
Oh, hey, Terry. Terry, I'm just catching all your messages. It's like the seamless jump, right? You just jump from Rafa to Carlos and you don't really lose anything, really. You don't lose the sort of vamos, you know, you just keep the vamos going.
Keep the vamos going.
Okay, so she held there. 5-4. Let's see if she can get the other break back. Or if Pegula can serve it out.
I have faith that Pegula can serve it out. There can't be 2 matches in a row that I've called where the player failed to serve it out at 5-2. Because Vondrousova was up 5-2 against Swiatek yesterday and didn't serve it out. And that match, the first set of that match got all the way to a tiebreaker. So I don't think that's going to happen again. If it happens again, it's definitely me. I'm the problem.
I think I've seen that like 3 times already in Paris this week. Yeah.
I saw Taylor Fritz at the withdraw from his match. So he gave a walkover to, who did he give a walkover to?
Let's see.
I just saw his tweet about being gutted with everything on the line and already having a win over Baez.
He has an ab tear, so which is interesting. It's kind of
he would have faced Altmaier in the second round, and Altmaier had just beaten Arthur Fies. I didn't watch any of that match, but Altmaier defeating Fies 6-2, 6-4. Even though Arthur Fies is very much so young, maybe that's probably what the main issue was. But like Altmaier and Fies have 2 different ceilings to me. So Altmaier beating Fies 6-2, 6-4 is a little strange, but then you remember Fies is like 19 himself, and this is his first full season on tour. So yeah.
I think Altmaier is someone.
He's not a bad player. He's definitely not a bad player.
No, he's not a bad player because I'm trying to confirm
he beat Yannick Sinner at Roland Garros this year.
He's someone who has it in him if he goes there. But then again, it's a little up and down.
Yeah, it's inconsistent.
So yeah, he's not exactly this sort of player. I mean, good luck for him. He's into the round of 16 already.
At a 1,000, that's really good for him.
Yeah, that's good for him. Good points.
with a chance to go up against Dominic Thiem or Holger Rune over there in Paris. Yeah.
Damn, he might as well just skip to the next round.
In Cancun land, it looks like Pegula has 2 set points here to close out this first set.
Let's see.
Sabalenka is mistiming her backhand quite a bit. She's falling back. There's like at least 3 or 4 backhands I can count on in this set where she's ended the same way and her weight isn't going toward the net. It's going like behind. So, yeah.
Does that have anything to do? Oh, yeah, JPEG. So JPEG takes the first set.
She sure does. I'm seeing how this point plays out here. She's hitting some really, really deep forehands. She has a put away one in the middle. She doesn't put it away all the way. Backhand back on Pegula's side of the net. Backhand to backhand rally with Sabalenka. And Sabalenka nets another backhand doing the same thing I was just talking about, kind of falling back. First set for Pegula. First time she's won a set over Sabalenka since 2020. Look at that. We are off and running in Cancun. First set under the belt to Pegula. Look at that. Who won the women's doubles earlier today before the singles match? Because I believe Pegula has to go back on court later because she is playing doubles with Coco. No, I'm incorrect about that. Never mind. It was Krejcikova and Siniakova who lost to Laura Sigamund and Vera Zvonareva. Man, look at Vera Zvonareva, man. Vera Zvonareva has been on tour easily for 20 years. I think her first big year on tour was 2003. And I think she beat Venus and Roland Garros that year in 2003 in 3 sets. I think that match is somewhere on YouTube. It's a little grainy because it was 2003, but here she is 20 years later picking up wins in doubles at the WTA finals at, how old is she? At 39 years old?
Nice.
Wow.
Keep going. I've been meaning to, if you guys don't know, I don't know. Oh yeah, my My bio isn't up there, but I have a podcast called Ground Pass that I do with Nick of Talking Tennis, and we've been talking recently. Well, our last episode, we went on a doubles tangent a little bit, and I feel like doubles doesn't really get a lot of love. Most people don't know who doubles players are, don't watch doubles matches, which can be really great. And there's some really great stories. And the reason this came up was I was just watching Rajiv Ram and his partner Joel Salisbury win the title in Vienna, the doubles title in Vienna. And Rajiv Ram as well. I think he's 39, almost 40. Still like crushing it in doubles.
Yeah, some salt and pepper.
Yeah, so it's definitely something where, you know, it is a little less, it's not as hard on the players as singles is, because they have a partner on court who's sharing the load a little bit, so they can definitely play longer. But I think doubles players don't really get as much love as their singles counterparts.
I think it just depends on what the headlines are, or like what's your shtick on the double. If you have a partner that like you really stick with, and you've had a moderate level of success in singles, I think it's possible. And my mind went to Taylor Townsend, because I keep up with Taylor Townsend's doubles results. Like I'd watch her in a doubles semifinal or final, even mixed doubles actually. It just depends on. It's kind of depending on you. I don't know. There needs to be something that gets me to make me want to watch a doubles match. Usually it is like two top 40, top 50 singles players, but I don't know. Think about somebody like Mackenzie McDonald. He played doubles with Ben Shelton in the summer, and I think they got to the final of Cincinnati. If Mackenzie McDonald transitioned his career to like a very, very successful top 10 doubles player kind of career, I'd pay attention a little bit, because I would know like what his game is about, you know? In doubles, I think that's also part of the reason. In doubles, it's harder to kind of like, in my mind, it's harder to kind of pin down what the player's style is. The team can have a style, but like, what is the individual players? And you don't know until you see them play some singles, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
it just depends.
I don't know. I think the partnership has to give. I think what doubles can do sometimes that a singles match cannot do is it can be a lot of just fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Fun rallies, a lot of exciting shots. I remember watching a lot of Taylor Townsend and Ben Shelton play mixed doubles at the US Open, and that was just a good time. Like, you know, you almost forgot you were there for a professional tennis match where
like, and people were getting points and prize money for this.
A Grand Slam title was on the line. It was just a fun time because the shots were insane. And, you know, then they had their little like handshake and like gestures, and when, you know, it was just a fun time. So if you get a pairing that is that fun, I mean, doubles can just be, because now you have 4 tennis players on a court, you know, and it's double the fun, double the fun, double the excitement.
I mean, there's some, I can really think of some interesting doubles teams. I mean, Terry's saying she's not too keen on doubles, which I get, but I can think of some doubles pairings that if it were on, I would watch. I forgot who Jennifer Brady played doubles with at the US Open, but I ended up watching that really randomly. And I was very, very impressed. Jennifer Brady also, again, if she wanted to like save her body, I guess, in a certain way, and like, because she's been dealing with some health issues or injury issues, if she wants to like have a really good tennis career, focus on doubles a little bit more, because she was really, really entertaining. Let me see who her partner was, because we got to the semis of the doubles this year. Her partner was Luisa Stefani, who's a really good tennis player, who's a really good doubles player in her own right. She won mixed doubles in Australia this year, and she has a bronze at the Tokyo women's doubles. Yeah. She's been as high as 9 in the world in doubles. Look at that. But yeah, I was interested watching that one. Shea Stu-Wei is another person that makes the doubles court really fun.
Yep.
We mentioned Taylor Townsend, Ben Shelton, Mackenzie McDonald, Krejcika Vitiniakova I would watch as well.
I actually really liked Rublev and Karen
Khachanov. Yeah. I guess
at the Madrid Masters. That was
I
actually
think it
fun
was
because again, they're
I think it was
friends.
Nick Kyrgios. Was it Nick Kyrgios? It was some ATP player, I think, or some tweet that went viral on Twitter, maybe this season, that said like nobody. I think it was Riley Opelka that said doubles is only relevant when it's two really good singles players, and like there's some
Not
evidence to
true.
back him up. There's a little bit of evidence to back him up, but then not really, because like, and I think he said, well, only the Bryan brothers were the only good players that weren't good in singles, but were really fun to watch in doubles. And I'm like, I don't know.
Neil
Before,
Skupski and
yeah,
Kulov. What's Kulov's first name? I just escaped.
I mean, in the nerve of him to say that when I think he's won doubles titles. I think Nick Kyrgios was like backing him up or something like that. And Nick Kyrgios' one claim to fame is getting a doubles title in Australia with his homeboy Kokonakis. So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
opinions.
anyway, Pegula has 3 break points to open up this second set with another break of serve over Sabalenka. There's something that Pegula likes in these North American hard courts. There's something she likes because she has a title in Guadalajara in 2022. Before that, she had a title in Washington in 2019, Washington, D.C. And then this year, she got the title in Montreal. All of those are, I guess, quick-ish North American hard courts.
So, like, she's standing. She's almost doing a booblek. How much inside of she's not doing right now, but there was some there's some when
she does have she has like a foot and a half inside the baseline on a Sabalenka second serve. Yeah.
Back up.
She's taking it early.
She's taking it really early.
And I mean that last service or that last return point, she didn't take a very clean outright winner kind of approach to it. She just took it early, and it bothered Sabalenka. That's crazy.
Yeah. And again, it's, I think this all comes with the adjustments they're making, because I'm wondering now, based on, I think I saw this video of a kick serve that Iga did on court where the ball just, it almost went like straight up, just like it bounced and then just literally just went up. And I was like, whoa, that's like, first of all, unreturnable. And also that's the weirdest bounce I've ever seen. And you wonder if this is sort of an adjustment for Pegula to sort of stand way inside of the baseline to take the ball early, if in case there's weird bouncage happening. But who knows? I don't know. I haven't really.
It could be a tactic. Yeah.
Before. Yeah, I've never noticed her do it before. And again, it might just be a tactic for Sabalenka, which is also really nice to see if that's the case. So yeah, I'm liking the way she's playing so far. What's the next match? Rybakina.
It is Sakkari versus Rybakina.
Oh, okay.
And that's a must-win match for both of them, because both of them have lost their
their
opening
first
matches. Yeah.
Their first round matches. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a, in Sakkari's case, you're just watching like this. That's like, you're just praying to all the angels. And that's one thing. There are some players where you're just, you just feel their pain so strongly that you're like wishing, just hoping for the best. But
hoping and
again,
wishing.
We're not the ones on court, so.
Yeah. 30-15 for Pegula to consolidate that opening game break in this set. Sabalenka doesn't look as frustrated as I've ever seen her, which is a credit because I've been watching her pretty consistently since 2018, and she used to be like a volatile type of frustrated on court. And she still shows frustration, obviously, but she kind of reins it back in really quickly. She'll do like what she's doing right now, kind of hunch over, like, what are you doing, Sabs, kind of thing. But she goes on and she marches to the next, to the next return position. So I don't know if Sabalenka can't a lot of her errors have come off the backhands. If she can't like rein that in, Pegula could run away with this. And she's already up 2-love in the second set, up a break. So yeah, she's calm. I haven't seen really a peep out of Pegula. She looks like she has a game plan, a tactic that's working for her, and she wants to get out here and get this match win over Sabalenka.
That's the thing with Pegula too. She barely, I think I've seen it one time where she just like let the emotions go, and it was in Canada. I think it was actually the match she played against Coco Gauff. Yes, and you could just, she was upset. That was a very uncomfortable match, which weirdly I didn't think it was going to be, you know, because they are so close. But watching both of them play each other, it was quite uncomfortable. I was like, you guys are not pleased. You are not happy. It's like, okay.
Nice little drop shot from Pegula to go up love 15.
Again, she's playing really well. In the Bacalhau group.
Pegula, don't do all of this good tennis playing in the round robin group and then get to the semifinals and funk it up. Okay. I've manifested you hoisting the trophy here in Cancun, Pegula. Do it for me, okay?
Nice. Here's the thing, you know, and this is when it just all comes down.
Hey, Vegas.
It all just comes down to the nitty gritty. It's all about the tennis, like with all the sort of background behind the scene noise. Oh, the court's not great or whatever. That drop shot had nothing to do with the court. Like that was just good tennis. That was
Yeah,
good tennis.
Oh, Sabalenka's trying to put in a drop shot of her own, and she actually wins the point. She comes in behind it and knocks off the volley.
Yeah. So again, tennis wins in the end.
Do you think Sabalenka, how old is Sabalenka now? Let's see.
24? 25?
She's
no,
24. She gets turned 25, didn't she, in Madrid when she got the
in Madrid?
Kate Gate.
Never forget. If I hear I have never in my life. I was like, are you guys even eating the damn cake? Like, please be serious.
She'll be 26. She'll be 26 next year. How long do you see her up in like the top 5 of women's tennis? Do you think she's going to have like a very I mean, I think she's been in the top 10 consistently, or she's finished top 10 in the world every year since 2020, I believe. So that's 2020, 21, 22, 23. That's 4 seasons in a row. Do you think she has a couple more seasons in her to finish top 10 in the world?
More than a couple.
Okay.
Oh, more than a couple. Yeah. I think.
Do you think she has a couple more slams in her too?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Okay. Like, because again, she's just someone who keeps improving. Like I remember when she couldn't serve. I literally watched a match where she could not serve and had to resort to underarm serving. And
yeah, that was a pretty low point.
Just to get the ball across, you know. So again, I think she is someone who will keep improving. I think right now, you know, watching her smash a ball into a net, that's mostly her main problem right now, is getting that under control. Because the moment she does, she has the tennis to back up a #1 ranking, you know. She just needs to get that other part of her under control. And as someone who can, you know, like fly off the lid in my own respect, like I get it. You know, if I was out there, I would probably be a Sabalenka. I'd be like,
and tennis can be very frustrating. Tennis can be very frustrating.
That was me yesterday. It was super frustrating. But you do, and I remember talking to my coach yesterday. It's like, you do need to get it under control because you're only beating yourself in the end.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and your opponent can feed off of that. Yep, they're soaking it up. They're like, I got you.
Yeah. So in the end, you're just hurting yourself. So I think, barring her, you know, maybe getting married and wanting to have kids, I feel like she could be around for a long time. I think we're no longer in the age of, you know. I remember there was there was an interview that they did with Djokovic's coach where he made what I didn't even see I didn't think it was a joke. I thought he was being serious when he was like, oh, you know, Novak is going to be in the next Olympics in Los Angeles, which is in like when he would be
Oh,
41.
brother.
And
Oh,
that didn't
brother, please
even,
no.
that didn't, phase me at all
In
because I just,
doubles, in doubles, maybe. In doubles, maybe. If that man is
no,
playing in the 2028 singles at 41, oh
no,
my
in singles.
gosh.
I just feel like the athlete, the human athlete just keeps improving. I mean, look at LeBron James. Does he look like he's a day over 25 and he's just playing away?
Yeah.
I do think, a lot of athletes just keep improving the sports science and all that stuff, nutrition, recovery, all that just keeps getting better. So athletes are just going to be able to play longer into later years. I think there was an interview once with John McEnroe where he was like, we didn't do recovery. We would,
They were basically drinking sodas on the court during his era.
yeah, so I just think she has a lot of years in front of her, and it's literally up to her to make that choice of if and when she want to stop playing.
It's up to her if she wants to turn this match around, by the way, because she's down a double break. Pegula's going to be serving on the other side of this commercial to consolidate that double break and go up 4-love. I don't know if we have a bagel on our hands. It'll be interesting if Sabalenka dishes out a bagel in her first round robin match and comes back and gets served a bagel from Pegula. Let's see if she can avoid that. Because Pegula is just playing within herself. She's playing very measured, calm, but aggressive tennis. And I mean aggressive in terms of length of shot. And then she hits a great running open stance backhand to open up this game, 15-love. Well, that was a great backhand down the line. She must have heard me congratulating her backhand or making her a contender for the Matt's backhand list over at the Tennis Podcast. She must have heard me. And Sabalenka's giving her some free points, just making returns over the baseline, not putting them in play. She's definitely kind of, every chance a ball comes back to Sabalenka that she's missed, she's slapping it. So she might want to be careful here.
Again, it's sort of those emotions creeping in. It's the frustration creeping in.
Vegas, I don't know why that phrase is so funny to me. Vegas Dev says Sabalenka's getting cooked. That phrase is so funny to me. Oh, and Pegula has another ace down the tee. 40-love. Wow.
Here we go.
Wow.
Another shank into the audience.
Wow. Another ace. Well, Sabalenka didn't really try on that one. That was a pretty really, really poor effort on that first serve. It was really in Sabalenka's strike zone and she just didn't even go for it. Wow. 4-love in the second set, Pegula.
This is wild how I was like, that was me yesterday. I literally just stopped returning. I just stopped. I was like, oh, whatever. Don't care. I was mad. And I was done playing. Wow. I'm probably going to text my coach right now and be like, well.
Yeah, Sabalenka is talking to her coach.
Sabalenka from now on.
She's not even wanting the balls from the ball boy. She just looks out of it a little bit.
Yeah. I'm really interested to know who this guy next to Pegula's coach is in the red hat, because he's giving Andy Roddick.
Second serve, Sabalenka. Pegula's inside the court to take it again, like she's been all match, but she just mistimes that when it goes long. 30-love for Sabalenka. Another second serve incoming for Aryna Sabalenka. A set and 4-love down. Sabalenka. Wow. Pegula's been mistiming some returns, so she does have 3 game points here. Sabalenka to at least get on the board. She's still very irritated. She's doing that thing that Serena used to do. Like if Serena was in a comeback mode or like in a like down in a set and she started actually playing better, instead of like celebrating that she was playing better, her response or like her body language would be like, where's that been all match? Which I thought was hilarious. I thought that was hilarious. Sabalenka just did one of those, like, now you want to start missing returns? She's on the board though. She's on the board. 4-1 Pegula in this second set.
She's so mad. It's so cute.
I always thought that was hilarious. I get it though. I get it. Like, you mean to tell me I've been out here for an hour and 45 minutes and getting my behind handed to me, or however long they've been out there, and now you want to start making first serves, and now you want to start going in?
But it's actually weird. In that whole game, I don't think she made one first serve.
Yeah, Pegula was just mistiming those returns. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
No, not the return. I mean, Sabalenka. I don't think she made one first serve.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, maybe the second serve was throwing Pegula off because a bunch of her returns were either long or in the net. So
yeah, because they were all second serves there. She faulted on I think she faulted on every first serve.
Yep.
Interesting.
Hi, Sierra.
The face over the towel, or the towel over the face.
I'm watching the cutest commercial right now for a car. It's for a Subaru with like 3 dogs driving.
No,
do you ever see Subarus? Do you ever see Subarus on the highway? No. Are Subarus big in New York?
No.
No? Okay.
No, we do.
I don't see many of them on the road either.
But,
Sierra, if you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. We're going to be here all week for the WTA finals in Cancun. Make sure to subscribe and like this video here at Talking Tennis Towers. And then also, if you like the sound and banter of Anastasia and I, we both have different projects in the tennis world. Anastasia is the host of the Grounds Pass podcast, and I am host of Tuned Into Tennis, which is also on YouTube and Instagram. So make sure to check all those things out. Glad to have you on board. Sierra, who's your favorite tennis player right now that's currently active? Let us know. And are they playing in Cancun? Good return here from Sabalenka. 15 love. Pegula trying to get to 5-1. Sabalenka trying to mix in some slices. Oh, they have a nice slice interaction. Okay, back to the regular backhands. Sabalenka tries to open up the point with the backhand down the line, and Pegula can't control it.
Her backhand is not functioning. It left.
Sabalenka's,
it's back home.
But the one she just hit, she actually was leaning into the court afterwards, and that's what she has to do if she wants to kind of correct it. Because a lot of the backhands I've seen her miss, like when she finishes, she's kind of on her back foot, and that's not where you want to be.
Yeah.
She's trying to find the timing on in this rally too. She has a put away forehand in the middle of the court. Pegula catches up to it, resets the rally. Another nice slice exchange in this point. Sabalenka goes for the backhand drop shot. Pegula gets to it, and Sabalenka pushes it wide. Oh, wow. That was a really, really good get from Pegula, because that was a really good drop shot from Sabalenka. She just couldn't control that last final shot. Wow. That was a very crafty point from both of them, which has been not the usual of this match.
Yeah. Sabalenka's probably now trying to fight back. She gave herself a talking to at the last changeover. Ooh. Yeah.
She just got completely jumbled up on that return.
Yeah, for all those joining in, I am a point behind in my, so I'm catching up all the time.
Who would you think is having the average higher top spin speed on their ground strokes in this match? Sabalenka or Pegula?
Probably Pegula.
You're right, which I would not have thought of before this match, or maybe even watching it in the middle of this match. It still feels like
Really?
Sabalenka's hitting with pace, but it's actually Pegula that is a couple of miles per hour higher than her on the average ground stroke meter.
Yeah.
Ground stroke meter. Pegula has a game point here to go up 5-1. I know I mentioned that strapping on her left shoulder earlier, but it doesn't seem to have bothered her at all.
No, I thought that was pretty, like, when she came out with it during her first match, at first I was like, oh, what is that? But then she played that fine. She didn't seem to have any sort of issue with the toss or anything like that.
Oh, we got a nice big come on from Sabalenka
Oh.
after saving that game point and bringing it to deuce. That's one of the biggest come ons we've heard all tournament, really.
Yeah.
I think she knows that she can get back on serve. This is a different match, kind of.
Yeah, I think the strapping on Pegula's shoulder is just precautionary, if anything.
Yeah, that makes sense. She plays a lot of tennis too, so if it's sore or something, I wouldn't be surprised. Second serve, Sabalenka returns up the line with the backhand. The backhand's starting to be a little steadier, and she goes deep with one of her backhands, and Pegula can't get it back over the net. Break point Sabalenka. Maybe she needed to get some of that frustration out in that very long come on she just had. We'll see if it helps her. Let's see if Pegula can save off this break point. And she did with an ace out wide. Not super fast, just she found the right two corners of the service box. Wow. And she's out acing Sabalenka too. I think I can count at least 4 aces I've seen her hit in this match.
Yeah. Well, because again, Sabalenka hasn't been really hitting her first serve, which is where she would be acing really, and not taking a risky second serve. But Pegula is definitely so far the better player today.
Sabalenka tried to go up the line with the backhand approach shot and just knocks it long. She was in good position there. She just, went a little bit too far.
Pegula won Guadalajara last year?
She sure did. That was her first 1,000 title and her first title since 2019. She holds, by the way, up 5-1 in the second set. Sabalenka tried to push there. She knew if she could break and make it 4-2, that's a lot different than 5-1. But Pegula pushes to hold, and now they're getting some new balls out.
Yeah.
What was your question? I'm sorry.
My question? No.
Yeah, I thought you had a question just now.
Oh, no.
Okay. This match is only an hour and 8 minutes old. Okay. And now Sabalenka serving to stay in the match. An hour and 9 minutes, actually.
New balls, please. Please.
And shout out to Sierra for being the 3,500 subscriber here at Talking Tennis Land.
That's cool. Do you get a prize, John, if you're the 3,500 subscriber?
A discounted membership. There we go. Sierra, like we were saying, me and Anastasia both do our thing as far as commentating and providing content in the tennis space. I believe I'm going to have a Twitter space, if you're familiar with those, which is just a digital audio space for everybody to kind of talk and kind of have a roundtable discussion about things. And usually we do them during live matches. And I think I'm going to do one for Rybakina and Sakari, which follows up this match here. So maybe in about half an hour or so, when they're all settled and done warming up, I'll start the space. So make sure to follow us on Twitter. A good place to be. Sometimes. 15 all. Sabalenka serving to stay in the match. Second serve. Let's see what she comes up with.
Yeah, the backhand's not working. That's where I think I haven't seen the stats yet, but it seems like where the majority of the errors are coming from.
Oh, was that in? Oh, wow. Pegula hit a drop shot. Sabalenka chased up for it, swang pretty aggressively on the forehand, and it nicked the tape and just fell in to the court. Sierra, that's that Twitter handle for our spaces. I think tomorrow I'm going to do something a little bit different and probably do Twitter spaces for the first match of the day, and then the night session I'll hop over here on YouTube. We'll see. Oh, was that not up? Sabalenka gets the 40-15 on a forehand that she mishits, and Sabalenka can't get it up without a double bounce. Thanks, Sierra. Good first serve from Sabalenka, and she's serving and volleying behind it, and she gets the second volley winner. When was the last time you've seen Sabalenka serve and volley?
She doesn't do it.
That was actually pretty good, actually. That was a good first serve. She followed it up with a really good stick volley and put away the second. Wow. I kind of want them to replay that. Hey, Jake.
Jake, Peggy is not the nickname. Okay.
People have called her JPEG, Peggy, Jessie. Jessie's a good one too. I don't know.
It's JPEG. That's a nickname.
JPEG.
JPEG. That's it.
Peggy. Peggy sounds like a character on the Brady Bunch. Was there a Peggy on the Brady Bunch?
I didn't really watch the Brady Bunch. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you for agreeing. It is JPEG. That's what it is. It's JPEG.
The Partridge Family. Thank you, Max. Who thinks that Pegula is going to serve out the match here at 5-2?
Oh, it would be the weirdest turn of events if she doesn't.
Okay. She's about to begin her endeavor for. I think she can control her own destiny if she wins this match. I think she definitely puts herself ahead in the group she's in, and she may all but put herself in the semis as well. Especially now that she's won. If she wins this game, she'll have won both of her matches in straight sets. So that's where you want to play. That's where you want to be, I should say.
Yeah, I agree, Max. Because if this is sort of the state she's in right now, then that's who you just start rooting for, especially as we get into the semifinals. But I think she's in a really good space right now, tennis-wise.
Pegula's winning a lot of these crafty points. Oh, that was the best point of the match. She comes in on a slice approach shot and just lunges and puts away the volley. Pegula does 15-love. Wow. That's the most athletic I've ever seen Pegula. A slice approach shot and a lunging full stretch volley put away. Wow. 15-love. I'm sure she want one of those aces somewhere in this game. I'm sure she would love one of those right now.
Poof. That just caught the corner though too.
You saw that? Yeah.
That volley literally caught the corner. So nice. Oh, nice. Sierra,
Max,
you
you should
called
follow
it.
both of us on Twitter.
Wait, who should follow both of us?
Find that contact.
No, you
Max
didn't.
saying I need to follow both of you on Twitter. 30-15 off of a missed backhand return from Sabalenka. She's not been clutch off of her returning, Sabalenka. Jake, what does core mean? What does CORRR mean? Oh, another great serve from Pegula sets her up with 2 match points here. 40-15 to close out a big win over Sabalenka. Her first win since 2020 over Sabalenka, the current world number 1. This will be the second win over the reigning world number 1 that Pegula's had this season, because she beat Swiatek earlier this season at the United Cup. And she double faults on match points. She tried to go a little bit aggressive with that second serve and add some extra kick to it. A little bit wild. Another match point for Pegula. Let's see what she does with it. Second serve. Another double. So back-to-back doubles on both of her match points. She kind of just giggles it away, Pegula does, because she hasn't doubled all match. But now we're at deuce. Yeah, there's nerves. I mean, honestly, this is where tennis gets so fascinating to me, because, like, I'm sure Pegula is looking across the net and realizes even in that moment that wow, I've not beaten Sabalenka since 2020. This is probably a weird feeling, and here I am up a set in 5-2. Like, the mental kind of things you have to deal with when you're up at that service line is incredible sometimes, because it really is tricky. I mean, Pegula's won 40 or 50 matches this year in singles, and like this particular match, she serves it out, or she steps up to the service line and serve it out and hits 2 back-to-back doubles. And now we have a break point for Sabalenka after a screaming forehand winner. Like, it's crazy.
I love tennis so much.
It's so crazy.
It's like, maybe I spoke too soon.
Maybe. That was one of the best forehand Sabalenka's hit all match too. So break point. And she's a second serve coming in again. Let's see what she does, Sabalenka here. She gets the backhand in play. Pegula keeps another backhand on the baseline and then knocks off a down the line winner that Sabalenka can't get to. Wow, good stuff from Pegula there. Pegula's up the line backhand or down the line backhand, whichever one you want to put it, has definitely gotten her some free points or outright winners this match. I'm going to tweet that to Matt at the Tennis Podcast. I'm like, have you ever decided to put Pegula on the backhand list? Another break point, though, for Sabalenka. That deuce point, she hit a forehand that Pegula couldn't track down. Oh, they're showing somebody with the I Heart Sabalenka t-shirt on in the crowd with the actual picture of Sabalenka. That was cute. Breakpoint Sabalenka. Pegula gets the first serve in. Sabalenka smacks a forehand. Pegula can't control it. Break to Sabalenka. Yeah. Pegula's gonna be slapping her thigh a little bit for double faulting on those 2 match points. 3-5 Sabalenka. Tennis, man.
Look, I've watched again about 3 matches this week of players come back from a 5-2 deficit. So, what's 4? What's 4? Just add another match. Let's see how it goes from here.
All right, Sabalenka has a second serve to put in play herself. Let's see what she does with it. Oh, Pegula took that early, and it just falls inside the court. She's scrambling here, Pegula. Sabalenka hits a incredible angle that Pegula gets to, barely gets over the net, and Pegula can't get to it. I messed that whole sequence up. Sorry. Sabalenka couldn't get to the very, very good scramble that Pegula put back in the court, and she goes wide with it. Wow. That was an interesting point. I have no idea how Pegula got to that shot, and then Sabalenka got to it, but just pushed it wide. Even Pegula's apologizing. Wow, that's crazy. Love 15 of Pegula.
She went for Sabalenka went for the sort of sneaky, try and
slice,
guess the right direction. Yeah, and she should have just done an easy volley instead of trying to make it all.
She had a forehand put away shot on this follow-up point, but just goes long with the forehand.
Yeah, she instead of doing that, she should take the other way. But okay, yeah, she should have taken the other way or down the line. Oopsie.
Pegula within reach of the match again. Love 40. Sabalenka's forehand has just been her demise. I mean, both of her ground strokes have not been solid in this match. The backhand she's been falling back on. The forehand she's been falling on the side. Yeah. Not great. Not great stuff from Sabalenka today. But I kind of expected this because she did say she was uncomfortable on the court the other day. But Sakari just handed her like a win on a silver platter, kind of, so to speak. I mean, Sakari just wasn't there, wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, but again, I don't really think this even has to do with footing or anything. Like her backhand is just not, it's barely, a lot of it has
all over.
Barely gone over the net, or it's always just clipping the net, which is weird. She's so tall.
She knocks off one more match point with the backhand down the line, though. Match point number 4 for Pegula here. Let's see what happens. Second serve incoming from Pegula. I mean, from Sabalenka, excuse me. Let's see what happens. Pegula's crouching inside, trying to take it early. Takes it early. Cross-court forehand return. Sabalenka gets it back and puts the backhand down the line right in the corner of the court. One more match point coming for Pegula. Match point number 5. Wow. She's going to go down swinging. That's one thing that's never been questionable about Sabalenka. She's not really going to play too timidly. Yeah. Match point number 5 for Pegula. Sabalenka hits a great first serve out wide, has Pegula on her back heels, and puts away the forehand winner. Another match point save with a forehand. Wow. 5 match points have come and gone for Pegula. 2 of those she lost on double faults. The other 3, I'd say Sabalenka just outright won. She played well. Wow. Deuce, another first serve in for Sabalenka, and just wide to the left side of the court with her follow-up forehand. I mean, that was just wide. Another match point for Pegula. Sabalenka goes to the towel, try to regather herself, and try to save off a 6th match point. Pegula's drying her hand, trying to keep herself calm. Tense moment here.
Yeah, this is a crucial game.
Very tense. Second serve for Sabalenka as she nets the first one. Pegula is crouching up as she always has been throughout the match. Deep second serve for Sabalenka. Oh, Pegula can't get the follow-up forehand over the court. Back to deuce. Tension, 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 tension. Wow. It's like
Max,
one
I
of those
saw your
things like
question, but, I'll answer after this game because this game is
it's tense.
it's it right now.
Oh, it's okay. Sabalenka has a game point now. Got it. Okay. I was looking at the score. I was like, wait, what happened? Okay. Pegula nets a forehand return, and Sabalenka has a game point after saving 3 match points and break points in this game. Let's see what happens. Too long on the first serve from Sabalenka. Second serve incoming. Pegula's definitely 2 feet inside the baseline on this return. I wonder if that impacts where Sabalenka's going to return or serve it. She double faults. She double faults back to deuce. Yeah, Pegula was definitely far in on that second serve return position. Sabalenka had to feel it. She had to. That's crazy. It's like everything is moving in slow motion now. Tennis is crazy. Tennis is so crazy. Everyone's taking their time between the points and just being methodical. First serve in for Sabalenka, deep in the body. Pegula has a backhand, and Sabalenka can't get it over the net. The backhand kind of skipped a little bit over on Sabalenka's side of the court, and she mishit it into the net. Another match point for Pegula in this 7, almost 8-minute game here. Another match point for Pegula. 7. Is it lucky number 7 for Pegula?
7's a really good
Down
number.
the tee, first serve. I know it is. Yeah. Down the tee, serve for Sabalenka. First serve misses. Pegula's coming in and standing tight inside the baseline for that second serve from Sabalenka. Ooh, that was a gutsy second serve. Sabalenka has a forehand in the middle of the court, gets it over there. Pegula's scrambling. Oh, and Sabalenka completely shanks a backhand. Pegula wins it. Wow. 6-4,
It's fitting that it
6-3.
ended on a bad backhand because
Yeah. That backhand was like a shank outside the court kind of backhand. Oh, wow. That was tense towards the end of it. Wow. But Pegula gets her first win over Sabalenka in 4 years. After 4 years and 7 match points, straight sets. Pegula all but officially in the semifinals. Yeah.
Yeah, very well played by Pegula. Very well played. She clearly came in with a plan because I just have never seen her stand that far in and take the ball so early like that. So that's what it is there. Oh, there's Vansh. What did he have to say?
Okay, we have some questions to answer, by the way.
Yes, we do.
It looks like Max asked us, do we have any plans for Halloweens? Sorry, Max. I'm not a big Halloween person.
This is
I may
the plan.
throw on like a movie. Yeah, this is the plan. I may throw on a movie after that tonight, but
tennis
I don't know.
And more tennis. Max, I don't wear a costume. People invite me to things, and I'm like, I'm gonna wear my clothes, and you're gonna like it.
I have dressed up for Halloween plenty of times in my life, though, just not in the past couple of years. The one year I was Wendy Williams. If you guys know my relationship with Wendy Williams, this is funny.
Yeah, I had a Kill Bill costume once, but I just don't do. And the only reason I did the Kill Bill costume because it was easy. It was a blonde wig, or it was black. It was a black bob wig, a white button-down dress shirt, and black pants. Kill Bill, done.
Movie Miles has a ring to it. I love movies.
Why did I say Kill Bill? Pulp Fiction. Wow. I'm clearly tired.
Can you believe Kill Bill is like 20 years old as a movie now? Can you believe that?
I do believe it.
I think it came out in 2003. Actually, I think the first one came out in 2003. I think. I don't know.
I
Maybe the second
believe
one. I
it.
don't know. I don't know.
Were there any other questions? No, but this was great. I mean, again, I think Jessica Pegula is really, I think she came in with a plan. I was worried about the shoulder thing for like 2 seconds, but once I saw her play her first match, I was like, oh, it's probably just precautionary. And the fact that she is also in the doubles tournament as well of the finals, it's
They don't play
probably,
doubles today though. No doubles today.
no, they don't. But they lost their first round match actually. But so they play tomorrow?
Yeah. Pegula and Coco?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I imagine. Yeah.
They play tomorrow approximately 8 p.m. So 8 p.m. Eastern. If you just have to convert that.
And they play Krejcikovic and Yakova too.
Yeah. But yeah, that was great. Really, really good win for her, especially since it's been a while. I think Aryna has to win. She has to win her next match, or well, I guess it also just depends on how Rybakina does. If
I think it depends on if the match goes 3 sets or not. If Rybakina, if whoever loses in straight sets, they pretty much put themselves at an extreme disadvantage to make it to the semis, I believe. If not an extreme disadvantage, just totally out of contention. So
yeah, but right now, so Aryna has lost in straight sets, Sakkari has lost in straight sets, Rybakina has lost in straight sets. So it'll be interesting to see. A lot will depend on who comes out of the next match on top.
Sure. Want to be on top? I used to love that show.
If Rybakina beats Sakkari and Aryna shootout. Oh, they do a shoot. Ooh, that would be fun. Now let's get that going. But of course, it depends on if Rybakina beats Sakkari. But that would be nice to see sort of an Aryna winner take all situation for the semifinals. Cool.
I don't know, but I kind of want Sakkari in the semis. I want Sakkari to regain her form and be like, yeah, I lost the first set, the first match 6-0, 6-1, but I'm here and I'm still fighting for my spot. That would be
such a WTA moment if she literally
right, exactly.
Eagles and breadsticks and then comes back and beats Rybakina. That would be wild. I actually will be super shocked if that happens tonight. But
did Pegula beat Swiatek at Montreal too? She did, didn't she? So that's her third win over the world number 1 this year. Wow.
Yes, they posted that. It was 3-8. Was it? Yeah, I saw that on the screen. I don't know if that was you, John, or that tweet that you put up. Yeah, there we go. There we go. But yeah, good for her. So I think that's it from us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. You can again follow me at on Twitter, _, my last name. I think we can put that up for everyone to see. You can follow Miles on Twitter as well at Tuned Into Tennis. He's going to be doing a spaces there for the next match that I might drop in on for a little bit. But then mostly you can also just catch me on my podcast. I do that with Nick Carter, who's also of Talking Tennis fame. It's called Ground Pass. And we just love talking tennis, especially if you're a new fan to the sport. If you're a new fan to the sport, you can join us there.
I love that name, Ground Pass.
Yeah, that was a Nick Carter special that I loved and we stuck with it. But it also goes to, the Ground Pass is sort of the entry level ticket to a tennis tournament. So we're your entry level podcast.
It's kind of what you need to kind of get involved into the matrix of tennis. Yeah.
cool. And I see the next stream for tomorrow. It's going to be Tsitsipas Felix. That will be really interesting to see. You know, Felix Auger-Aliassime is in.
He's on a win streak.
He's on a winning streak. He's turned his form around. But also in the same way, Tsitsipas is doing a lot better than he has been doing in a while. He still hasn't kind of made it too far. He hasn't gotten a title since Los Cabos.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's kind of two players looking to make a jump into 2024 and have better seasons there. Other than that,
I think it's time to close the curtains.
Thanks for joining the stream. Please remember to like, subscribe, join the party at Talking Tennis, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys. Take care.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.